Hello and welcome, dear viewers of Zarin International Television. I am Sandra Smith and I'm here to bring you the latest news for this hour.
In a controversial move, Pakistan has named its missiles after historical figures of Afghanistan. This action, which includes using names such as Shahabuddin Gauri, Mahmud of Ghazni, and Ahmad Shah Abdali, has provoked negative reactions among Afghans. Noor Wajahat, the founder and president of Zarin Global Television, has criticized this move in an article. And we draw your attention to that article.
Afghanistan, with its rich culture and ancient heritage, existed as an independent identity, centuries before Pakistan was even conceived as a plan. In contrast, Pakistan was the result of British colonial engineering. It was the product of the divide and rule policy that divided the communities of the Indian subcontinent along religious lines. Before the arrival of colonialism, the relations between Hindus and Muslims in this region were complex but flexible. Although there were occasional tensions, the cultures were intertwined. Traditions were shared, and coexistence between religions was common. However, colonial policies disrupted this balance. Britain categorized people based on religion. It favored certain groups in governance and military control over others, and sowed distrust among ethnicities to maintain its power. The partition of India in 1947, which led to the creation of Pakistan, was not just a geographical boundary, but a historical catastrophe. Millions of people were displaced. Families and cultures were torn apart, leaving a legacy of deep repercussions. This event sowed the seeds of geopolitical tensions, not only between India and Pakistan, but throughout South and Central Asia. Western interventions, instead of healing the wounds, deepened them and turned neighboring nations into enemies. Today, these wounds are reopening in worrying ways. Pakistan has started naming its missiles after historical Afghan figures such as Shahabuddin Gauri, Mahmud of Ghazni, and Ahmad Shah Abdali, names that hold a deep place in the national memory of Afghans. These are not just historical warriors, but symbols of resistance, sovereignty, and national pride. Using these names on weapons of war is not a tribute, but a form of cultural appropriation. For many Afghans, this act is considered a form of psychological warfare, a conscious effort to change the meaning of their heroes and incorporate them into Pakistan's military narrative. This act distorts history, covers the wounds of the past, and further isolates a nation that has been under the pressure of war and displacement for years. At a time when the region needs peace, such symbolic actions only fuel distrust. They are not building bridges, they are certainly burning them. In a post-colonial world that is still searching for its independent voice, weaponizing history is a dangerous game, and those who engage in it set fire to a future that still holds the promise of peace. The light of your heart.
According to information from the Pakistani army, Indian attacks using drones continue in parts of Pakistan. This morning, the sound of explosions was heard in several cities and near military centers. The Pakistani army says it has shot down 25 Indian drones so far. According to the Pakistani army, these drones have been intercepted and destroyed in cities including Lahore, Karachi, and Nice, Rawalpindi. Islamabad has stated that in the recent Indian drone attacks, 4 security personnel and 1 civilian were killed. Meanwhile, India has claimed that the Pakistani army has opened fire at several border points and has given a proportionate response to these attacks. In these clashes, 13 people, including 1 Indian soldier, were killed. According to reports, more than 20 airports made mostly in northern India, were closed until Sunday, May 10th. The European Union has stated publicly that it is deeply concerned about the escalating tensions between India and Pakistan. The Union and its 27 member countries have publicly urged India and Pakistan to engage in dialogue and refrain from further attacks. The Union has called on all parties to help de-escalate this conflict, which will result in more civilian casualties. The Taliban has banned the display of women's cosmetics in shop windows in Kandahar and Helmand. A number of shopkeepers said that the Taliban have asked them to hide women's cosmetics from public view. They have also said that the Taliban conduct daily inspections of the shops and punish some for disobedience. Abdul Hakmat, the head of publication rights at the Ministry of Information and Culture of the Taliban government, announced that in the past 3 years, hundreds of volumes of books have been collected from libraries and booksellers. He claimed that before the Taliban took control of Afghanistan, books with content offensive to the Prophet of Islam were being sold in the market. Matt also confirmed that the Taliban have collected books that contradict the ideology and values of this group. Mr. Sulaiman Hamid Risha described the announcement about paying thousands of dollars to a Taliban member as misleading. Mr. Sulaiman Hamid Risha had a cooperation agreement with Qasim Elmi, and at that time he was not aligned with the Taliban. The Washington Times wrote that Mr. Sulaiman Hamid Risha has filed a complaint against the Ministry of Government Efficiency. Qasim Alavi was the former Minister of Hoarding in the previous government. According to local sources, more than 50 female students were poisoned at the girls' school in the central district of Kitty Daikundi province. The students suddenly experienced shortness of breath and skin itching. According to sources, the condition of the students improved after being transferred to the local hospital.
خير قبلني توقع شاي ومخبي أميرة قابلة أميرة دياسفان زادي
The new German government has announced that it will intensify border surveillance to prevent the entry of illegal immigrants. Alexander Dobrindt, the German Interior Minister, said that in the coming days, the EU police presence at the borders will be increased. He also stated that vulnerable individuals will be allowed to enter Germany. The Interior Minister of the new German government emphasized that the border control will be gradual.
Thank you, dear viewers, for your continued support. You can watch Zarin TV on Porokaast, Jlويز, Zarin TV app, and our social media platforms. Until next time, may you be held in the peace and mercy of the divine. Take care, and may blessings always follow your path.